So what we're going to do is go back, way back there in the beginning.
What's up, boo? Well. Oh, later.
Can I say goodbye?
Hello. All right, Kurt. Appreciate it.
Bye, Will.
Find out sometimes. You gotta sit outside with you. Thank you. All right, chicken George. Later. Come out.
Bye.
Wow, the light! The light!
Right.
Look at you.
Yo, how can I get your number?
Is that Naima?
Oh, that ain't yeah. How you doing? Hey, look good.
You tell me. You do anything.
Sick of it. Sick of it. It really feels like there's something wrong. Why do they always seem to be the house? There's a lot of us women. It's like, why can't we leave the house? Like, I just don't understand. You know, mind this doesn't.
Stop. No, listen.
Michelle, you were sick. Obviously, guys, Amanda and G, I've chosen you guys. Amanda, the reason I've chosen you is because I haven't had a chance to really get to know you. I've tried in a little way, but I just honestly answer is I feel like I don't trust you. I don't trust you just in a game sense, but I love you as a person, a great person, but in a game sense, I feel like, you know, I can't trust you. G, the reason I've chosen you is I just need somebody to compare against Amanda, and I feel like you're our best bet, and nothing personal against you. You know, either one of you guys, but this is the way it's gotta happen. So, with that said, if you guys could please put your keys on the wall.
Honestly, I've not said one bad thing about Dave. So I think he's defending somebody else, and that's why I think it's more than me. Trust is a huge word, and he kind of just like threw it out there. I don't know where it came from.
Casey, you're safe.
Thank you. I've nominated Shima and Lydia. I mean, it's the first week, so there's not much to go off of. So I respect you both as competitors, and you're both playing the game. So it doesn't matter if you go out this week or 5 weeks from now. Only one person can win. That's it.
I was put up as a pawn with the intention of having Lydia go home. The pawns have a tendency to go home, but I'm going to be different.
Amy. Who's Amy?
Marcellus, you are a marked man.
Okay, guys, as head of household, I had to have 2 nominees. My choice was Marcellus and it was Lori. Marcellus, I have chosen you
because although I feel I've made a connection with you, and I feel as though we've gotten along, I don't feel like you've made a strong effort to be comfortable with everybody as a group. Lori, I have nominated you. I believe that you have made, your effort to be comfortable with everybody except for me very well. And those are my names and those are my decisions. And with that,
Get at me? And I know that someone has to be the first to go. Now I'm gonna have to fight a little harder to stay.
I didn't expect to be fighting this soon in the game. I'm definitely not giving up. Regulators, you guys got my back. Time to go to work. Portia, bye-bye.
I put Keith and Portia up because Keith needs to go home, and I want to give Portia the golden keys so that she'll play with us in this game.
I was pretty shocked that we were put up the first week. I thought that the All-Stars understood that we would vote together, and that would be 2 votes for whatever they wanted to do. Maybe I'm the target, you never know.
I didn't expect to be fighting this soon in the game. I'm definitely not giving up. Regulators, you guys got my back. Time to go to work. Portia, bye-bye.
You're safe.
honestly, I have nominated Lisa and Ashleigh. I want you both to know I have not a lot to go on. You can cry. There's 13 people to get to know in just a couple days. There's nothing personal. I just haven't had a chance to really get to know you. So with that, the meeting's adjourned. You have a key, you can put it back on the memory foot. Thanks.
Jorge, we're safe. I'm a very happy white man right now.
I think racism in America is not really a major problem. I think it's gotten a lot better since the 50s and mostly the 60s and the civil rights movements and this and that. I don't feel it's a problem.
I think that in addition to being someone that the Black community will be really proud of, I think that the bigger effect is what it's done for the white community and what it's done for the public in general. And if you think about it, when you look at white America and the type of examples like you that white America has, I think that we're still trying to get to the point where it's the rule, not the exception.
Well, Cassandra, were you holding back in those instances?
I probably was, and I think that was also a strategic decision in the sense that, number one, I had to survive in the house. I had to live there. I wasn't just on a television show. This was my life, and I needed to speak when I felt it was appropriate. Now, Eddie doesn't believe racism exists. There's nothing I can say to tell him that racism exists in America.
But if someone said that to you outside of the Big Brother house,
I might have dealt with it differently, but I have to tell you that you have to pick and choose the moments. I didn't always feel that the discussions that we had, the group discussions that we had, were the right time to say different things, particularly with a character like Eddie. I think you have to wait for a bilateral opportunity to talk to him about those kinds of issues. It wasn't going to be constructive for me to go at him in front of the group like that. As it turns out, I didn't have an opportunity to do anything more about that, but I had to choose the opportunities that I felt were appropriate. I did not share everything of myself in the house because I felt sometimes that I wanted to hold on to something for myself. I felt that the house might not have been ready for everything I had to say also. I felt that I was in a unique position being the only Black woman, the only 30-something in the house. For several weeks, for 8 weeks, the only Black in the house. So I needed to just be very intelligent about the kinds of things that I shared with my housemates.
The next house guest I've nominated is I've nominated you, Kemi, and you, Jessica, because I respect your game entirely, and I really respect you as people as well. But we don't talk much game, and I've also heard from multiple sources in the house that if you had the opportunity as HOH, you would put me on the block, as well as forming an alliance that I'm not a part of. So in order to protect my game, I've made this work.
Thank you. Kemi, you have the floor.
First of all, thank you, CBS and everyone in production for getting me here today. I appreciate everything you do for all of us every day. Houseguests, I'm so happy to have been able to spend the last 3 weeks with you guys. It's been amazing. I love each and every one of you in your own ways. With that being said, I think we all know what's going on in the house, you know.
So Nicole nominates me. I'm not surprised. She's a snake her season and she's a snake this season.
All of the votes are in. Let's give the news to the house guests. House guests, the votes are in. When I reveal the vote, the evicted house guest will have just a few moments to say goodbye, gather his or her belongings, and walk out the front door. With 0 votes to evict, Bridget, you are safe, which means it's down to Jose and Paulie. By a vote of 7 to 4, Jose, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. We'll fix that. Don't worry about it. Third, Camp Comeback is officially open. And let me tell you what that means. You're all about to deal with something that no house guest has ever dealt with before. For the first time ever, the evicted house guests will not be leaving the Big Brother house. Instead, they will continue to live with you inside the house as members of Camp Comeback. Let me explain to you all how Camp Comeback works. Camp Comeback members are out of the game. They will not compete in any challenges, they won't participate in any ceremonies, and they will not vote. But you should know, Camp Comeback is not exactly the nicest place to live. Members will have their own cabin upstairs, but it'll be far from comfortable. Now, despite all of this, they will continue to play the Big Brother social game. And this is very important because one of the first 4 house guests sent packing will earn their way back into the game and continue to vie for the $500,000 grand prize.
Hey everyone, it's time for nominations here.
Since we're both in Camp Comeback, neither David or I can partake in any ceremonies, so that's why we're upstairs watching from the TV.
make it a hell of a story like later on that we overcame.
The cookout will be good to go, and we can start eating.
We agree that this is going to be called the cookout? Is that what we doing? All right, cookout. I like that. I like that. That's for the culture. The cookout.